The first time I heard my name called from the woods, I was 6 years old. My grandmother slapped a hand over my mouth before I could answer. "Never reply," she hissed, her grip tight enough to bruise. "Even if it sounds like me, even if it sounds like your mother." The voice came again, a perfect mimicry of my father's baritone, calling my name with just the same lazy drawl he used when summoning me for dinner. My muscles twitched instinctively toward the tree line before grandmother's nails dug deeper into my cheek. Behind us, the cooking fire popped, sending up a spiral of sparks that illuminated the terror in her milky eyes. "They sound like us," she whispered, "but their feet don't touch the ground right." A rustling came from the bamboo thicket, dry leaves crunching under nothing at all. The smell hit me then, wet earth and rotting mangoes, thick enough to coat my tongue. Years later, home from university, I found grandmother's diary wedged behind the prayer shelf. Her shaky script described how they'd taken her younger brother during the '43 famine. Mohit answered his own name, she'd written, and his footprints stopped halfway across the rice field. The bamboo outside my window clicked like knitting needles. I'd forgotten. Monsoon winds always rattle the old grove. But then the clicking synchronized with the dripping faucet in the bathroom. Tap, tap, click, click. My childhood fear came rushing back, sticky as the pre-rain humidity. I turned a page in grandmother's diary, my fingers leaving damp smudges on the yellowed paper. The entry described Mohit's disappearance in meticulous detail, how the family had found his wooden sandals neatly placed facing the forest, the leather straps untied as if he'd simply stepped out of them mid-stride. My throat tightened when I reached the final line. They always leave the shoes, because whatever walks back wearing his skin won't need them. The bamboo outside crescendoed into a frenzied clatter. I told myself it was just the wind until I heard it. 3 slow, wet knocks against the window pane. Not the random patter of rain, but deliberate. The same rhythm Father used when tapping my door as a child. My pulse hammered against my collarbone as I realized the horrible truth. It had learned our habits, studied our tells. The mimicry had improved. I reached for my phone, the glow of the screen a feeble comfort in the ink-black room. The reflection showed my own wide eyes, and something else. A shadow where no shadow should be, pooling at the base of the window like spilled tar. The knocking came again, this time accompanied by a sound that froze my marrow. Not my father's voice, but mine. Exactly mine. Reciting the lullaby grandmother used to sing, note perfect, except for the wet, gulping breaths between verses. The diary slipped from my hands as I backed toward the door. That's when the smell returned, decaying mangoes and something meatier underneath. Stronger now, as if the source had pressed right against the other side of the thin plywood wall. The bamboo grove fell silent. Only the dripping faucet remained, each drop hitting the porcelain with unnatural precision. 1, 2, 3. In the sudden quiet, I understood with dawning horror why the diary entries stopped abruptly in 1972, the year grandmother's arthritis supposedly made writing impossible. But the final page wasn't blank. It bore a single sentence in unfamiliar handwriting, the ink still glossy after 50 years. "They don't just take the children,